Okay.
So I'm going to call the meeting to order. Be it resolved that the meeting be called to order and the agenda for the meeting be adopted as circulated. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Patacan moves.
I'll second.
Councilor Bichetti seconds. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None, carried. Go down to 3.1, final audited financial statements. Be it resolved that the Council of the Rural Municipality of Western Paul accept the 2022 financial audited, the final audited financial statements as presented by the Exchange Group, Chartered Accountants. Could I have a mover, please?
I'll move.
Councilor Campbell moves. Can I have a seconder, please? Councilor Bichetti seconds it. Any questions? Could I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have any questions regarding the financial statement? None? Okay, can I call for the,
Already called for them.
can I call for the vote? All in favor?
You did have.
You just had them.
Oh, okay, yes. Oh, wait, I'm lost there.
It's okay.
Okay, so there's no questions, so,
You can move to
all
the
in
next.
favor? Right, okay.
You already did that.
You've called for the vote, so we're okay to move to the next item.
Oh, okay. 3.2 audited services. Be it resolved that the Council of the Rural Municipality of Western Paul appoint Exchange Group Chartered Accountants as municipal auditors for the 2-year term 2023-2024 in the amount as follows, plus applicable taxes. Audited services is 2023 is $20,975. 2024 is $21,605. Administrative fees is $1,049. 2024 is $1,080. The total is $22,024 for 2023. For 2024, $22,685. Does anyone can I have a mover, please?
I'll move.
Councilor Bichetti moves. Can I have a seconder, please?
I'll second it.
Councilor Patacan seconds. Does anyone have any questions?
I do, Mr. Mayor.
Sure, by all means, go ahead, Councilor Campbell.
Through the mayor to Ms. Sheridan. What was our 2022 cost?
We just received our final bill. It was I'm gonna say about 22,000 or so. I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
The bill just came in yesterday, so.
And this 5% administrative fee, is that just GST?
No, it's administrative fees, so it's for any out-of-pocket costs such as, any paper that they need to use. They charge, all legal and accounting firms charge for printing paper, time to drive out, to do their testing and whatnot, so it's to cover all those admin related expenses.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems like a lot, obviously, but I just wanted to make sure I knew what that was all about.
Anyone have any other questions? I have a couple of questions. When was the last time that we did a request for service for this type of service?
I believe it was back in 2017, and obviously the Exchange Group was the lowest. From memory, the other few firms that did propose, their fees were around the $40,000 to $50,000 mark.
Okay. 2017, a lot has changed. Is there a reason why we didn't do one this year? I mean, this is now going on 7 years now without any checks.
Right.
Or have we done checks, price checks before? I'll ask that question.
We have not done checks, but like I said, when we did a request for proposal the fees were about the $40,000 to $50,000 range. And the Exchange came in just under 20 back then. So their fees are still in line with, annual increases, which are expected. The reason any other firm will be higher is they basically have to re-audit the prior year in order to audit the current year. So they're doing 2 audits at one time to familiarize themselves with our books and to know the process that they need to take to complete our audits.
No, okay, I understand that, but
I can add to that.
Go ahead.
So it's very important that we maintain our professional services. So when we're receiving quality professional services like legal, accounting, audit, that sort of thing, we like to be consistent and if possible to extend a contract with them because they're familiar with the municipality. It saves their costs and our costs to familiarize them with the many aspects of our business.
no, and I understand all of that, but we're assuming that this is the lowest cost. We don't know for sure, and the only way we know for sure is if we went ahead and did a request for service, and then we put everybody on the same.
Right.
Because I take it with the exchange group, we do not just use them for doing financial audits.
Yeah, we just use them for our financial audit.
So they do no other services?
They
for
do
you?
not, I prepare everything, I do everything in-house.
Okay,
That's my designation.
Okay.
They prepare audit for PSAB regulations.
I would only like to do for this 1 year and then do a search for the next year. I don't believe that we should do it 2 years. I'm against this 2-year proposal. I don't mind doing 1 year because we're down close to the deadline. Because if I read right, their services expired at the end of 2022, right?
For 2022 audit. No, we're approving them for our 2023 audit.
Yeah, but if I remember reading the administration report, it says that their services expired in December 31st, 2022. That's what it says in
Right, for the audit. For auditing purposes, their contract expired with our year end 2022.
yes.
So they're still responsible to do the 2022 audit, which has now been completed.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Now we're putting forward a proposal or a request to renew their contract for another 2 years. So that's 2023 and 2024. 23 will be audited in 24 and 24 will be audited in 25.
Yeah.
So it's always about 6 months from the end of the year that the contract, it's not extended, it's
So just further to the mayor's line of questioning, if there were a time to do a request for service, would that be now?
no. We are required by the province to select our auditor for 2023 by end of August.
Okay.
But we can do a proposal up for 2024 going forward
When would that be?
next year. So early next year, we'll get that out.
Okay.
Because
So-
we have to report to the province by end of August each year who our auditor is going to be.
Okay, so if we were to do a request for service, it would be like January, February of 2020?
Correct.
Okay.
Does anyone else, does everyone agree with just doing it for 1 year right now, or? And then do a request for service the next, just to make sure that.
Sure.
Uh,
What would the revised resolution be if to be consistent with what the mayor is requesting?
We would alter the resolution to remove "and 2024" from the written resolution and remove the column 2024 from the chart.
Just
Go ahead, Councilor Sam.
comment. The only worry I have with that is right now, it's kind of a double-edged sword. The exchange group is our company, and they know that someone else coming in is going to have to spend double time auditing previous year versus next year. And the exchange group won't really, if we say, hey, we're going out for pricing, they can say, okay, we're also gonna give you new pricing now, which could be 10 or 15 grand higher, because they know everybody else is gonna be that amount higher. That's the one thing, I take what admin, our staff has to say for, the last time that we got pricing. Everything has gone up from then. If it was 40, 50 grand then, even if you were able to pull up the last times you sent it out to send to all of council so that we could see that even, I think everybody would probably be more comfortable. like from 2017 when we got the quote, right? If they had bids back of 40, 50 grand, I think that would probably make everybody's mind a little bit more at ease.
I guess the thing I see is that we assume that another accounting firm is gonna double their price, but to me, if the accounting firm wants the business, they're gonna eat the first training session and do it right to make sure that they're competitive. That's the whole reason that we're doing, we should be doing request for service to see what their competitive is.
Yeah.
And to answer your question about the exchange group, if they come back next year at a higher price, then we can ask them, so look at, you gave us 24 at 22,000, like why are you up 30,000 now? I mean,
Because you didn't accept the contract.
Yeah, because,
You didn't extend the contract, right? So once you have chosen your time period and you're telling them that they can audit 2023 and you're going out for other pricing, it's open, right? They can increase their price by 10 to 15% like stated in their letter, which other firms do charge.
go ahead, Councilor.
Well, yeah, cause all it's saying here is they're just doing an extension with the 3% increase per year, which everything is, so that really they're looking at whatever the date was that we started with them. So
Yeah.
they've just been adding 3% yearly to that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, some good arguments all around. I think that, I think it's prudent that we do look at it. Since we've had this contract since 2017, I think it is wise to, I mean, it doesn't hurt, we're looking for some information. We do take the risk of the price going up, but what we can do when we tender it out for the request for services, we can look at a multi-year contract, and so we can compare apples to apples, knowing that everyone's gonna say, yeah, we need to audit the first 2 years, or whatever the way it works,
Yeah.
and say, you know, let's look at it, what's the total package for 5 years for the service contract?
Yeah, so,
And we can see the bottom line and compare across the board. But I do think that it is a wise idea, since we have had this for, like I say, since 2017, with maybe a couple of extensions already. I think we definitely owe it to the residents and to our ratepayers to have a look at it.
And I agree with Councilor Pacticam, is that it doesn't have to be a 1-year term, it could be a 2-year term, 3-year term. As long as we tell them right up front that they're all competing pricing at the same thing, so any new firms, they can eat their losses for the next couple of years, right? I mean, that might encourage more competition, knowing that they don't have to do it, so.
So in terms of the resolution, do we have to have the mover and seconder agree to it? So.
Yes.
So it's over this side. You guys amenable to that?
I'm just worried about doing the 1 year, and then all of a sudden next year our numbers are up at 30,000 plus. Cause the exchange group doesn't have to come into this at all, they could be rate par with everybody else. And we know that this is,
Excuse me,
Sorry,
thank you.
apologize.
Go ahead.
like, we're looking from 23 to 24, there's a $650 difference.
Yeah.
I understand we don't know if that 22 is where it should be, or should it be 18, or could it be 30?
Well, no, that's true, right? But, you know, that's why we do competitive bids, to see where they are at. And that's why we should do it regularly. Because the exchange group, I understand, has been with us for 20 years, if I remember right.
Yes,
So, you know, and I appreciate that. They've been there for 20 years. Last time you did a check was 2017, which is, you know, and I know inflation's gone up and I see the pricing is this year, but I think somewhere along the line, we have to say, we gotta do a competitive bid on this. You know. If it isn't this time, it's gotta be the next time after this.
I would like to see the 2-year left on there, and then before we get to the end of that second one, look at it again, because then it's just that we have the numbers right here in front of us, we already know what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put something out there.
The only thing I could say to Councillor Bersetti is that maybe in the resolution, we say that we accept the 2023 amount from exchange group of $20,975 plus applicable taxes, period. And then, the resolution continue on by saying that we do a request for a service for 2024. So we are capturing, so that we do know that it's $20,975 for this year, that we are accepting that. Is that what you were sort of getting at, Councillor Bassetti, like, cause they're in that,
Well, I'm just concerned that we're gonna go look at our 2024 and we have a number here right now of what's to be expected out of this, or is gonna be charged out of this group. If we only say 2023 and we start getting tenders in that are coming in $30,000, we just, said goodbye to $8,000 when we already had the number sitting here. That way at 25, we don't know what the number's gonna, well, it'll be 3% according to what this was, or they might not offer that again next time. But right now, they're only offering 3%, so.
Councilor Fiber?
To Ms. Shawana, has anybody ever made a phone call to another RM to see how much they pay for auditing services?
No, we
Have you
haven't.
ever compared?
I have not.
That might be something to do just to see if we're in line.
I can reach out to a few of my finance colleagues and
Like,
see.
just see what they're paying. If they're paying about the same amount, then we know we're in the ballpark.
Yeah, it can be a little difficult with that because each RM is different. Like we have our general plus we have 3 utilities that are audited as well. So
Rosser would have that.
so that kind of throws the prices around a bit there too.
Just to kind of ballpark it.
Mhm.
That gives you an idea. I don't know if this, then you might not have to go for an RFP if you're in line with those numbers. Gives you an idea anyway.
so then, what Councillor Fiber is saying, sorry, interrupt, is that, we're looking to table the resolution?
We can't, but
We
No?
No, we need a decision
Okay.
tonight, at least for 2023.
Councilor Campbell?
So we can do 2023, we can look at 2024.
Okay, Councilor Campbell, go ahead.
Yeah, I would be amenable to alter, to change it that we agree on 2023 tonight, which we have to. I'd be okay with that. I don't know if everybody else looked. I did find where they had sent us the package there on previous, like 18, it was 20,000. 19, it was higher, it was 25,770. 23, and 20 was 23. So I guess there we must have had more services in a couple of years there, maybe while you were off, I'm
yeah.
guessing.
Yeah.
So, that sort of shines some light on it even for me more, is if, a couple of years it was a much higher portion number than what they're currently charging us, or what they're proposing for the next couple of years. So I would be okay with, agreeing to 2023 right now and not like canceling 2024, but asking, to phone a couple of our, I know, like I said, it's not the easiest to do, but just to sort of get a ballpark, right?
Yeah, just ballpark it, see if we're in the right area.
I think I'd be okay with that. How about you, Councilor Bassetti?
yeah, I'd be good with it. At least keep 23, but don't push 24 off the table yet.
We could
Until
bring
you
it
at
back
least have
next
some
week.
numbers, like to see if we're in the realm of, as in,
I just wouldn't want Exchange Group to get upset and think that we've canceled 2024 and then them bring in almost like a new customer pricing.
Yeah, and I understand your concerns is that the price may go up, but it could be that the price could also go down. We could be getting paid $18,000 for service, because we don't really know. We know what they're doing a financial audit for, but what kind of services do we get with that? Like, how thorough are they? How many hours are they spending? Maybe they're cutting corners that we don't know of. So we don't know.
Do you know what they do in an audit?
Well, they check all of the forms and ask for information.
Well, they also do journal entries to make sure that everything is balanced, carry forward balances.
Yeah.
They do a lot of checking. My accountant charges me, I won't say because, but it's in the ballpark. And so they can't go through every receipt. They don't do
No,
that.
I understand that, but it's just the amount of.
They manage the balances and check everything to make sure that
Yeah,
it's.
if I can add, Ian from the Exchange Group did speak to council in camera about their process and
Yeah.
how they evaluate the risk level, and that correlates to how many checks and balances that they use inside of their audit. They do quality work. We're very happy working with them, and so that's why we've recommended the 2-year. But certainly, if council wishes to make this a 1-year resolution to appoint, And we can do a bit more investigation into other RM's pricing and auditors and bring back a recommendation to either go to request for proposal or recommend an extension as was proposed tonight.
Go ahead, Councilor.
Question. So if we approve 2023, just to keep Exchange Group, and if they're in the ballpark, could we say that if they're checking 2023, if we're approving 23 and the numbers come into the realm, could we then do a resolution for 24, 25? So then we'll give them back that 2 year, just to kind of keep them, instead of saying, hey, we're gonna go start this all over again with a new customer, as Councilor Campbell said. I'm just trying to keep them in there at that number.
We can do as council directs for the future years. If you wish us to get a 2-year pricing for 24, 25, we can do that.
Well, we're at 2023 hasn't happened yet. That's gonna happen coming up next year.
No, but it's just
Right,
a,
so if we delayed a week just to figure out pricing, we could probably go back to them and say, yeah, we're gonna extend it. Right?
it's just to give them incentive to extend it.
Fair enough.
I guess, let's do the 2023 and then when we get the pricing, let's talk about 2024 and if there's anything else that needs to be done. I'm gonna just say that, just.
Yeah.
I hear what you say, Councilor Bichetti, like, I'm not totally opposed to it, but I just wanna make sure that we do our due diligence, that, we do our price checks and make sure that they're underlined. And I understand, when you have someone for 20 years, if they're doing good service, then you respect that, they know you have your relationship, and that means something too, so.
Especially with accountants, we all deal with them, so,
Yeah.
that's half the battle, I think, is working with someone that works good with our staff and
Yeah.
knows our municipality, so that's why I'm trying to give an incentive to keep this firm, even if we keep the 23, and if the numbers come within the realm, then we'll extend it to 24, 25. So then it's just to show that we're just doing our checks and balances, right, just to make sure that we're good with it.
Yeah, I think that it was a good suggestion by Councillor Cliver to get some cost comparisons with other RMs. I mean, I gotta say that the Exchange Group, I've been extremely happy just from my own view of our dealings with them in terms of their, comprehensiveness, thoroughness, attention to detail. But at the same time, I do agree with what the mayor is saying that we need to do our due diligence, and keep things competitive. That's we owe it to the ratepayers. But at the same time, and when we do that process, maybe the price does go lower, right? But
Yeah. No.
I mean, I don't think this is anything against the Exchange Group. It's just about making sure that we're doing our due diligence and also acknowledging the work that the Exchange Group does for the RM, which is good. They know our processes, our methods, and they work with our staff great, and those are definitely pluses. I'm good with the amended resolution.
So can you read the amended resolution, acting CAO?
So the updated resolution would read, be it resolved that the Council of the Rural Municipality of West St. Paul appoint the Exchange Group Chartered Accountants LLP as the municipal auditor for the year 2023 in the amount as follows, plus applicable taxes. 2023 audit services of $20,975, 5% administration fee of $1,049 for a total of $22,024.
Perfect. Can I vote on it? Any more questions, comments? No? Can I call for the vote then? Or do we have to reread it again?
Nope, you
Okay,
can
call for the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None, carried. So now we'll go down to 4.1, we're gonna move into camera. Be it resolved that in accordance with section 152 of the Municipal Act, council do now move in camera to discuss the enforcement of an act or bylaw. Be it further resolved that in accordance with section 83(1)D of the Municipal Act, any issues that are discussed are kept confidential until discussed at a regular meeting of council. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Council Pat Can moves. Can I have a seconder? Councilor Chevy seconds it. Any questions? Nope. Can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Carried. Everyone cancel. Yes, that's it. Okay, right when you start, I'll ask the CAO to read the resolution.
Thank you, Council. Whereas, in accordance with the Rural Municipality of West St. Paul General Enforcement Bylaw 2021-12, the Rural Municipality of West St. Paul has issued an order to remedy to the registered owner of CT number 2640481, dated August 8, 2023. And whereas the registered owner has submitted a notice of objection to the Rural Municipality dated August 17, 2023. And whereas a hearing of the appeal has taken place and Council has considered the appeal and heard from the appellant, now, therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Rural Municipality of West St. Paul provide additional time to comply with the order to remedy a contravention issued to CT 2640481 with full compliance of the order required by September 18th, 2023.
Could I have a mover, please?
So
Councillor Clyburn moves. Can I have a seconder, please?
I'll second.
Councillor Campbell seconds it. Any questions? Hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carried. Be it resolved that this meeting of council stands adjourned at 7:30 p.m. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Bichetti moves. Can I have a seconder?
Second.
Councillor Paxton seconds. Can I, any comments, questions? Call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Carried.